Okay, we are recording now. So welcome everybody. My name is Mary Howdiggy. I am the training coordinator for our department. And I see a couple of familiar faces, some other people I haven't had the chance of meeting yet in person. I do recognize names. So you're here today because this is a mandatory safe measures training. And what we realized as a department is that we're underutilizing the database. So we've had access to this database for many years, and we realized that we're not using it to its full potential. So what we want to do is move into the direction of using this database on a daily basis. And I know this might seem a little bit overwhelming, like what, another thing I have to use on a daily basis? Well, I'm going to go through the system with you guys to show you how it is that you can use it on a daily basis. So don't get scared just yet, okay? My training today is designed to help you guys learn how to navigate through the system, because another thing that we noticed is that we also have not trained a lot of our staff on how to even navigate through the system. We kind of just throw the system at you until you use it, but we don't really sit down. We haven't really sat down with you and trained you on how you navigate through and find the information that you need. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Do I have any questions so far? All right, cool. So in addition to doing a navigation training with you guys, we're also going to be saving 5 reports that ER should all have saved that will help simplify your life and see the numbers that you're working with in regards to your referrals. And again, you'll see what I mean when we go through the training. Do I have anybody from IS today? Nope, all ER? Okay, great. The only reason I asked that is because IS has 6 reports that they have to save, but ER, you guys only have 5, okay? So at this point in time, please log into your Safe Measures account. Okay. Did anybody have any issues logging into their accounts? Okay. What I am going to do at this time is share my screen so that, because this training is designed to be interactive. So not only will you see my screen, but you'll also be working through your system, your profile, and saving those reports. So give me 1 second. Okay. Can I have a thumbs up if you guys see my screen, please?
I can see it.
Yes, awesome. All right. So for today's training, I will be using 2 screens. One of them is my personal profile, and you'll know because up on the top right-hand corner, you'll see my name. And the other one is the training site. It's called the training jurisdiction. And the reason why I'm using both sites is because I am not a case carrying social worker. So unless you are carrying a referral or a case, you will not be able to see my upcoming work. So on my personal profile, I don't have my upcoming work, but the training site has it. And so because I need to show you guys what you're going to see in there, I'm using both sites, okay? But I will let you know when I'm flip-flopping between the pages so that you don't get lost. All right, so then let's get right to it. So up on the top right-hand corner of your profile, you will see your first and last name, right? Like I told you, I see mine. You should be able to see yours. Immediately to the right of that is a contact us. Excuse me. And I have to give you guys this disclaimer right off the bat. So for anything help desk related, you guys have been trained that you submit a ticket to the help desk, we help you guys out, and then you move on with your life. Well, when it comes to safe measures, the only thing that Sacramento County Help Desk can do is reset your password or activate your account if it went dormant. We cannot fix any issues, any discrepancies in the actual database because there's a few things, a few reasons why. First of all, the information is coming directly from CWS CMS. So Safe Measures pulls the information from CWS CMS, and then it spits it out at us uh, in Safe Measures as reports. And these are only readable reports. The Safe Measures is not a data entry database. Okay, we can't go in there and manipulate information. So if we know that there's a discrepancy, it's coming from CWS CMS. So logic tells us that if that's the case, we have to go into CWS CMS, fix the issue there, and let the batch process run so that it fixes it in Safe Measures. Okay. So that is the reason why if you note that there's an issue in Safe Measures, you can't contact Sacramento County Help Desk and expect them to fix it. The way that you have that fixed is by contacting the Safe Measures creators or developers directly with this link right here. Okay. Excuse me. And this is after you've tried to make the change in CWS CMS and it's still not working for you. Yep.
Am I supposed to be seeing a link? I'm on your thing. I don't see anything.
It's like it's a little bubble, like a speaking bubble, and it says contact us on the top right hand corner right after your name.
Maybe I'm not seeing something. Oh, hold on. It's right after my name, so I'll just write it down.
Yeah, so you should be able to see your name, right? So your name is up on the top right hand corner.
Mm-hmm.
So it should say Michelle Wright, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And immediately to the right of that, is there like a little speaking bubble and it says contact us?
Yep.
That's the one. That's the one. That is the Safe Measures Developers Help Desk. Okay. And you're going to contact them when you've already tried fixing the error in CWS CMS and you're letting the batch process through and it's still not showing up correctly in Safe Measures, because that means that there's either a glitch or something going on with their database that they need to fix. Nobody in Sacramento has the right to go in there and fix anything. Did that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then immediately to the right of contact us is the logout, which is self-explanatory. So then up on the left-hand side, the first tab that we see is called My Dashboard. So when you click on My Dashboard, this is the only page in Safe Measures that's actually like it's a personalized page. You can personalize it to the reports that you want to see. And so right now I'm in the training environment, okay, and they have a few reports saved in here. And this is just to show you how after you save reports, how it'll show up and how it'll look on the page. But don't worry, we're gonna go over those right now. I just want you to see how the page looks. I'm gonna go into my personal profile and show you how my dashboard looks in real time. These are all the reports that I saved from today's earlier training. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to delete them because I want to show you how to save them here. But I wanted you guys to see what that looks like, a personalized dashboard. And I'm also going to delete the alert because I want to show you guys how to do all that stuff. So this is my dashboard right now with nothing on it. So if you're like me, right, and you've never saved a report, let's just pretend you didn't see my reports in there. You never saved a report, you never saved an alert, this is how your dashboard is going to look as well. But if you're one of those people who had already saved some alerts in there or some reports, then yours is probably going to look a little bit more fuller. But right now, I'm not going to focus on my favorite section because I'm going to show you that later. What I want you guys to focus on is my alerts. So what is my alerts? Well, you can subscribe to receive different types of alerts. And then, so basically you just click subscribe. And there's a small handful of different types of alerts that you can choose from. And I don't know the rhyme or reason behind why these alerts were chosen. I'm assuming that they were probably the most commonly used alerts that people chose. But like, say for instance, just to make it easy, I want to receive alerts when there's 3 or more prior referrals for recently received referrals. Okay, just as an example, I want to receive an alert on that. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go down and pick the frequency. Do I want to receive this on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis? I'm going to say I want to receive it on a weekly basis. And I'm only concerned about my caseload. So I'm going to go in there and choose my caseload. And I'm going to pretend I'm Mescram because she's the top one. And then I'm going to subscribe. It's going to give me a message. Hey, you're subscribing to this. And now under my alerts, I'm going to see that I have this set up as an alert. Okay. So let's say, for instance, dang, I'm getting too many alerts on this. You know, I just don't want to receive emails because this is inundating my inbox. I can go in and manage the alerts. I can delete it from here. I can say, you know what, I don't need this alert anymore. Or I can change it to, I don't want to receive any emails for this. So now I'm not going to receive any emails, but I'm still going to receive this alert. And the way I receive this alert is because immediately to the right of that alert, you'll see a red number that indicates how many alerts you have for that category. Does that make sense to you guys? Did anybody get lost? Okay. So that is how you set up alerts. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the training site because I want to move into my upcoming work, which is what you as social workers, this is what you would see. And this is the meat and potatoes that I think is going to be like really important for you guys to use on a daily basis, because this is like a one-stop shop of all of your cases, or referrals, I should say. So on the way it's broken down is the top, it'll break it down by investigations, which is to us our referrals. But let's say that you have one of those straggler cases that, you know, that we promoted, a referral that promoted into a case, and it's still kind of in your name, lingering there. It would show up on the bottom. So it separates it from referrals and cases. So you don't have to figure out, okay, what's a referral and what's a case. And the neat part about this site, this database, is that it's very intuitive and very user-friendly. Like you don't have to guess what the information that you're seeing is, because everything is defined for you. So everything is put into categories, right? And I mean, it's self-explanatory. If you don't understand what an icon means, you can hover over it and it tells you what you're looking at. So for instance, right here on the first one that I'm hovering, it's a yellow triangle with an exclamation mark. Well, what does that mean? Well, when you hover over it, it means first contact pending. The next one under that is a red circle with an exclamation mark, and that means that first contact is past due. The green one means the first contact was made. The blue one means first contact was attempted, and so on and so forth. So whenever you find different icons that you don't know what they mean, you can literally hover over them and it will give you the information. But not only that, you can also click on the referral name and it gives you a brief description of what's going on with that referral. Now, if you wanted more information on that referral, the H located right in front of the referral name, when you click on it, it brings up that referral history. So again, on the top, you see the referral information, but you also see the referral contact, the staff assignment, clients associated with that referral, our staff contacts, the primary and secondary assigned. And in real time, this is actually has more information. But here's the thing. So we all know that CWSCMS is a very complicated beast, right? Some of us who have been working here for years still have trouble finding information and trying to figure out the system in itself. Well, why have to struggle to go through the system that gives you a headache every single day when you could literally open safe measures on a daily basis and find all of the information that you need at a one-stop glance? Now, yes, CWSCMS is still your data entry database, right? Because you still have to go and enter the information there. But when you're trying to go out and see your clients or find out quick information on what's going on with them, why not go through safe measures and get that information only a few clicks away? This is the reason why I say that we're underutilizing the system, because I feel like going through CWSCMS is going the long way when we actually have a database that has it all in one spot for us. So does anybody have any questions on how My Upcoming works or looks? Okay. So then supervisors, they have another tab called My Unit's Upcoming Work, which is self-explanatory, right? So you know that My Upcoming Work has your referrals and your cases, but My Unit's Upcoming Work is pretty much everyone that is under the supervisor. And then My Calendar pulls the information from CWSCMS. It's the little icon with the finger and the ribbon tied around it. Do you all know which one I'm talking about? Okay. So whenever you enter information there, like upcoming hearings or visits or whatever it is that you're adding into that little icon in CWSCMS, that is what gets pulled over into My Calendar. So if you use My Calendar, you would be able to see upcoming scheduled information here. And then you can print it from here. It'll show you like what's due today, what's due tomorrow. And then the supervisors also have My Unit's calendar, so they can see everybody's upcoming stuff. And I'm sorry, this training environment is a little slow, so sometimes it takes a little while for it to show. But the gist of it is that it looks similar to My Calendar, but again, instead of just seeing one person's information, the supervisor would see all of their staff's information. Does anybody have any questions so far? Pretty self-explanatory, right? I feel like this all makes sense to us. Okay, so now I'm gonna move into my profile, because we're gonna move right along into saving our first report. All right, so the first report is found in Main Menu. So go ahead and click on Main Menu. And the first report that we're going to save is the one in Referrals and Investigations, in the section titled Referrals and Investigations. It's the one called Time to Investigation by Referral. So Time to Investigation by Referral. And please don't get ahead of me. For those of you who know how to save reports, that's awesome. But there's a few things that I want to share with you guys as to what you're seeing, because this is a lot of information thrown at us, right? Yes, it's colorful, but there's a bunch of numbers and a bunch of tabs on the left-hand side. I mean, what's going on? What's all this? So first and foremost, if you're ever in a report and you're like, okay, time to investigation by referral, that's cool, but what does it mean? If you ever want to know what a report measures and who it's capturing in the data, do you all see that there's a little I underneath the title? So the title is is located up on the top left-hand corner, right? The title is Time to Investigation by Referral. Directly underneath that is a little I. If you click on that I, it gives you a description of what that report is measuring or capturing. So then under that, you see the graph, right, with all the beautiful, colorful lines. But you also notice that it's saying time frame. Well, do you all notice that it says September 2020? It's not showing the current month. And the reason why it's not showing the current month is because the information in safe measures will always revert to the last full month of information, okay? Since we're still in October and October hasn't ended, we still don't have the full month of information for October. So the last full month of information available, September, right? But we do have the ability to change that time frame, and that's up here on towards the middle of the page. There's a little time frame button. When you click it, it gives you the opportunity to go in there and change the time frame. Okay, so month to date would be actually October. So from October 1st until the most current information date. And I'll explain what I mean by that.
Oh no, I have a whole other question.
Yeah, what's up?
Should I have data on this?
Some reports you will have data.
I have
some reports,
nothing.
Yeah, some reports you may not.
So time to investigation, it doesn't matter what month I pick, it's all 0.
Are you on the one time to investigation by referral?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
like I don't have a graph because it says there's no data found.
Do you have referrals assigned in your name, correct?
Yeah, I got 12 right now.
Interesting.
So
that is very interesting because you should be able to at least see the information for that.
No, I pulled up a couple of months and everything just says no data found. So I just have a straight line. And my name's on here. Like this is my...
That's your information. Does anybody else see the same thing as Shelly? Or do you guys actually see bars and numbers for you?
I have bars and numbers.
I have bars and numbers.
Okay. Shelly, why do you have to be special?
I don't know, man. It's Jesus telling me I don't need to use this, I guess.
Okay, so for the purpose of getting you set up, let's just follow along when we save the report, and then I'll do more investigation on why you're not able to see information for you. Yeah,
because when I go to like my dashboard and my upcoming, my cases are there.
Yeah,
there's information there.
Yeah, of course, because you're carrying stuff, so you should be. Okay, so
sorry.
All right, no, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you for letting me know. So for the sake of making sure that you save these reports correctly, just follow along and save them when I direct you to, and then you and I can talk offline about how we fix that for you. Okay. All right. So all of you who can see bars and numbers and all these pretty things, the way you pull up the information is you can literally click on the bars or you can click on the pie chart. So maybe you're not too concerned about those investigations that you already saw timely because you're good there. But maybe, you need to see what hasn't been investigated timely. So you can click on the bar. And when you click on the bar or the pie chart, it'll pull up a list of all those referrals that make up that little chunk. And from here, you can, filter, or you can export. Oops, sorry, I did not mean to do that. You can export to Excel, or you can print. So you can email it to your supervisor, or you can just print it and hand it to them. Oops. Sorry about that. So, all right. So going back to time frame, okay? Time frame is a little complicated to explain. And because I have a little bit of a difficult time explaining, I hope that you understand what I'm trying to say. So remember how earlier I told you that it defaults to the first full month of information, the most current full month of information, which is September. So when you click on time frame, it already defaults to that, okay? Do you see how September is in blue? It's in blue letters because that's the default, all right? So when you save this report and you save it to that default, every time that you access that report, it will always take you to the most current month of full information. So if you were accessing this report next month, which is November, it would default to October, right? Because at that point, it would be the most current full month of information. So if you always want the most current information like that, you always leave it at the default. If you go in here and change it to anything else that's not in the blue, every time when you save that report, it'll always take you to that specific time frame. So if for some reason you chose June and then you saved it, it'll always take you to June. Okay? I hope I made sense. So if you always want the most current information, right? The most current month of full information, you leave it at the default setting. Sound good? Okay. So I'm not going to change the time frame, basically. So for the purpose of saving this report, we're going to go, before I go into that, I want to explain to you guys about the tabs that are on the left-hand side, okay? So right now we're in graph view, but there's also different views. There's this comparison view. Excuse me. So the comparison view, basically what you're looking at is the different regions, okay? And how their investigations are going. Some of these views you may have, some of them you may not. Because the other thing about safe measures is that depending on your role in our county is what type of information or how much information you see. So as social workers, I think for the most part, you'll always see just your information, okay? PNs, DMs, administrative staff, we need to pull a lot of numbers and data crunching and all of that stuff. So we actually see a lot more information. We're able to see our entire county's information. So if you're looking at my screen and you're like, whoa, those are not the numbers that I see, it's because of that, because my administrative role requires me to be able to see all of the county's info. So then you can also see state comparisons. So you can see how we're doing in comparison to the rest of the counties. Okay. And then you can see it at a crosstab view. So it breaks it down by the 3 categories, right? Investigation timely, not timely, and pending. And then the response priorities. And I can even change the type of information that I want to see. And then the full list is basically just the entire list that makes up this report. Now, I don't know if any of you will ever need to access these different views, but I just wanted to let you know that there are different views. So I'm going to go back to the graph view, which is all those pretty colors. And this is where we're going to start saving our report, okay? So the first thing you want to do is go to filters, go to caseload, and you're going to pick your name. So again, I'm going to pick on Mescarim. Filter, it's going to think. And now, I don't know if you all saw, but earlier I had a bunch of numbers on here, right? I had like 700 or something like that. And now I only have 13 and 1 for a total of 14 because I told it to filter just Mescarim's caseload. All right. So the more filters you add, the more defining your information is getting. I can also add subsets, and subsets are pretty much just like more filtered information. So the more filters and subsets I add, the more fine-tuned my results are getting, okay? I'm not going to add any subsets because I just want to know all of them. I want to know everything that's going on. And so next to subsets, you'll see there's a little clear star, and then favorites, and then a little plus sign. So what I want you all to do now is click on the plus, and you're going to get this pop-up box that says pretty much like, hey, you're going to save this. This is your opportunity to change the name of this report. You can change the name if you want, but for today's purposes, I wouldn't recommend it, just so that you get familiar with the reports. Click OK. And the way that you know that this report is saved is because remember how that star used to be clear? Now it's filled in, which means that you have saved this report as one of your favorites. So does somebody want to tell me if I want to verify if this really is in my favorites, where do I go? Oh, you said my dashboard? Okay, awesome. And there it is. So if you all have been following along and you saved that first report, you should all have at least this one in my favorites now. Okay, and from my favorites, you can delete the report, or once you have more, you can actually move them around and kind of organize them to however you want.
Can you go through those steps one more time? Just one more time.
We're actually going to go through 4 more reports.
Oh, okay.
So this is the first report. So from here, for my favorites, you can delete it, but you cannot edit, okay? So like, let's say that you made a mistake, you know, or whatever the case may be, you have to delete it, and then you have to go back and go through the steps of saving it as a favorite, okay? That's the only bad thing. Okay, so now we're gonna move into the second report, and the second report is also found in main menu. So go ahead and click on main menu. And the second one we're gonna save is titled, it's a mouthful, Investigation Time Open based on referral received date. Investigation time open based on referral received date. So again, we're not going to change the time frame, right? Because we want it to default to the most current information available. But we are going to add a filter. So click on filter, go to caseload and pick yourself. And now click on the plus sign next to favorites. It's going to ask you again, like, are you sure? Yes. And now my star is filled in. Did that make sense, Michelle?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to move right along into the third report. The third report is found in SDM measures. And it is the report titled Safety Assessment Time to Completion. Safety Assessment Time to Completion. And before we save this report, I don't believe I told you guys about the extract date, and the extract date is very important. So down on the bottom right-hand corner, it says extract date, and then it has yesterday's date. Okay, the reason why it has yesterday's date is because, do you remember that batch process that I was telling you about earlier? It runs on a nightly batch, which means that the information is getting pulled from CWSCMS on every night. So the information that we're seeing is from yesterday. Okay, that's the most current information. It's from yesterday. And then every report has this extract date on the bottom right-hand corner. So when you go in here and you're looking at information, if you look at the bottom, you'll see, oh, okay, this information is from yesterday. Sometimes it could be delayed depending on when the system is updating. Some reports, you'll see that it has an extract date from like 3 months ago, half a year ago. And it's because sometimes some reports don't need to be updated as frequently. For instance, one off the top of my head is the CFSR reports. They're on a quarterly basis. So you may not see those reports updated as frequently as you would these other ones. Okay? So at this time, go ahead and add your filter if you haven't. And then, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but every time you add that filter, your filter gets squared out with this blue box. That means that you added a filter. And also you can just see over here on the left under time frame, it'll tell you, hey, you're filtering according to caseload. So we're not going to add a subset. We're going to add it as a favorite. Just verify that your little star is filled in. And then we're ready to roll with the fourth one. The fourth report is found in extras menu. So in the extras menu, on the right column, it's the first report. Referrals for clients with 3 or more prior referrals. So go ahead and click on that one. Go ahead and add your filter. And add it as a favorite. All right. And the last and fifth report is found in proposed measures. And it's the report in the referral contacts box. And it's the second one, titled Timeliness of First Completed Contact by Referral Child Best Practice. So timeliness of first completed contact by referral child best practice. So go ahead and add your filter. Add it as a favorite. Make sure the star is filled in. And now we're going to go to our dashboards and see how many reports we have saved in there. And if you were successful in following along, you should have at least 5 reports now. That's if you didn't have more already in there. Does anybody not have 5? Sabina, I see you're shaking your head. You don't have 5? You do? Okay, okay.
Sorry, I do.
It's okay. All right, cool. Awesome. How's everyone else? Doing good so far? Okay. So, Shelly, I know, no, and you're my special child today, Shelly. I'll help you out. You can stay after and I can help you. Okay. So, if you were successful in having 5 reports saved in there, congratulations. And like I said earlier, you can move these around depending on how you want to view these, which one is more important to you or whatever the case may be. But I'm also going to go over a few little things before I release you. The first one is this index. This index tab, it actually has a list of all the reports that are available in Safe Measures. It's a long, lengthy list. But if for some reason, I don't know, maybe you got assigned to a special project or something and you need to find a specific report, you can go in here, you can do a search by specific words, let's say anything having to do with the referral, and it'll give you a breakdown of all the reports that have information for referrals. And very important, remember, say for instance, I'm looking for specific criteria. The way I find out what that report is measuring or capturing is, remember that little I, okay? Because that'll give me a description of what that report is measuring. So the other thing is, if for some reason you need to change your password, you can also change it from here. But the other important thing that I have to show you is the usage report. So we do have access to figuring out whether you're using the database or not, okay? So here is a brief overview of like our top users in our county and the top pages that we access, but your supervisor also has the ability to go in here and see whether you're accessing the database or not. So it shows the last time that you accessed the database and how many views you had, how many pages you accessed and what pages you accessed. So it does keep a track and a record. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys. So I obviously didn't go through all the tabs because we would be here for like another hour if I did. I mostly went through the tabs where you're gonna find the most commonly used reports that you use in ER. And we saved those reports. You all verified, except for Shelly, that you were successful.
What's the name of the first report?
The first report is time to investigation by referral, and that's in the main menu, time to investigation by referral.
Yeah, I think I missed that one. I didn't
Okay.
save it.
Okay. Let me know if you need help with another one. But so basically the other tabs that we didn't go through, they are just broken down by different outcomes that we're trying to measure, right? So we have a CFSR tab. I didn't go into cases by service component, but if you wanted to go in here and see different things, so like for instance here in ER, you can also see your numbers for case time open, case plan approval compliance, time to approved case plan contacts, parent signature, and promotions. So there are more reports that you can access here. It's just that the top 5 that I went through are the ones that your DMs wanted you all to save and make sure that you had on your dashboard. But you can still go in here and see all this information on your own. And then we also even have a probation tab. If for some reason you have kids that are, you know, dealing with that are cross youth. But basically, guys, that's it. If you were successful in saving those 5 reports, if you get the gist of navigating through the system and understanding that first and foremost, you can't break the system, okay? So don't be afraid of it. You can't break it. There's nothing that you have to enter or anything like that. It's just read only. It's just for you, a way for you to gather all the information that you need in one place, okay? One easy to glance place. That's it. Does anybody have any questions before I stop sharing my screen? Does anybody want me to go over anything? Did you see something that you're like, wait, I need more information on that? Okay, I'm gonna take the silence as you're all good. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. Don't log out yet because I need to make sure that I take roll of anybody that I didn't take roll. So if I call your name, you are